card.
Oh, we declined. You want to try another card?
No, I want to try this card. I know this card.
What kind of card is it?
This card don't go through.
What kind of card is it?
It's not EBT card. It's been going through.
I will try it again now. It's still declined.
I know you lying.
You might want to call your card because it ain't working. It's declined.
I called this card before I got here. I just had money on it yesterday. What you mean? What something be wrong with your screen or something?
Come on around here. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Now, you start again, though.
Now this is bullshit right here.
And how awkward is that, right? Not even just because of the shutdown, but how awkward is it when someone's trying to pay with their food stamps and their card's not working? And you're just kind of like, well, you got the cash? Guessing you probably don't, but you're either gonna have to pay some way or get out of line. But some people don't like to give up that easy.
The manager, somebody, you need to get somebody over here. You need to find somebody quick. I know damn well I got money on my card.
Come here, come tell her, because this card declined.
Somebody have to tell me something. Somebody have to tell me something.
Yes, ma'am, can I help you?
She saying my card ain't work.
Swipe it again for me, man. It declined. It's not working.
Oh, I got money on this card. I just checked this card yesterday.
Go outside and talk to Jesus about this. Okay. You want to swipe it again then, man? I'm going to let you swipe it till you get tired. Decline. Swipe again.
You know what? Don't even worry.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
And I just had money on my card the other day.
Mom, where the groceries at?
With me, and I know money was on my card.
Baby, white TikTok is in a frenzy, and while I have my voice right now, I'm gonna use that hoe. They don't understand how their SNAP benefits are being cut off in November. They literally thought when they heard SNAP benefits, it was only gonna hit the black folks, okay? Now I'm gonna say this. When the government shuts down, it does not just shut down for one particular group of people. It shuts down for everybody and they fucking mama. So yes, white people in the Midwest, these Appalachian white folks, y'all ain't gonna have y'all shit either.
You need to prepare for when they crash out. Because when they realize that no SNAP or EBT for anyone also means no SNAP or EBT for them, J6 2.0. So many people have been swinging around their chainsaws acting like they're too invincible to get cut. Well, this one about to cut real deep. Because come November 1st, when those SNAP and EBT payments do not come through, it won't be black folks hurting the most. It won't be Latinos hurting the most. It will be white folks hurting the most, particularly white women. Because as we have been saying for years, statistically, white people, especially white women, get the most benefits from the government. I'm talking housing, I'm talking SNAP, I'm talking Medicaid. Yet historically, black women have been the ones who have been called welfare queen, even though the actual welfare queen herself was indeed a white woman. And black men have also been called lazy for receiving aid from the government, but they're not the demographic who receives the most aid from the government in the first place. And the fact that this group of people don't know this to be true or pretend like it's not true means it's going to hit even worse when push comes to shove. Black and brown folks have always known how to make it work, okay? Systemically and historically, we've had to go without. We've had to rely on community. We've had to make much with the little we had. While most of these folks haven't experienced that, even when on hard times, the need for and availability of community is not the same. While the urge to help a neighbor is present for some, it is not accepted widely. Not in the same way to when it is done culturally, when all you have is each other. So though some are capable of community, a lot will struggle because they don't know how to be present in community. So when that check don't clear and they realize it was also them who were being addressed when they were talking about people wasn't gonna get their SNAP and wasn't gonna get their ABT. When they realize this, they will lose it. And historically, we have seen what happens when that group of people lose it. So don't just prepare for the lack of benefits, also prepare when it comes to safety measures. You've seen what goes down amongst each other when people get desperate. Think about what happens with them when people get desperate. When people start pointing fingers at other groups. When people start gathering together, if you know what I mean. Keep an eye out for what's going on with these SNAP and EBT benefits and prepare for whatever may come next. Keep going and stay safe. Bye.
There's no way in hell you're going to say EBT doesn't cover soda.
I'm telling you that
There's no way in hell.
do it.
The government changed it. What? Where the fuck is the government at? Who is the government? Are you the government? Are they the fucking government? Nigga, I got food stamps and I buy sodas every day.
Okay.
You're gonna find a way to ring it up or else it's gonna be free.
Nope.
Okay, it's gonna be free. You can't ring it up. So you're denying me.
A lot of people that are on food stamps and live in really poor areas also are Trump voters. I'm seeing a lot of videos right now where a lot of people are really pissed at Trump. They weren't mad at him when they got to see other people lose stuff, but now that it affects them. See, we're dealing with the kind of person here that takes joy in watching people lose stuff. They were indoctrinated from middle school. When they watch their middle school team lose or win, they get to go, ha 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 ha, I love watching you lose. That's what America does. It's called indoctrination. We now have a president who is like a toddler. He made an AI video where he dropped excrement from a F-whatever fighter jet, and he's wearing a crown. This is like a toddler in the White House, and he's punishing his own people who voted for him if they're poor. He is sending a signal to America that he's taking from you to give to his buddies, and this is what you voted for.
This is for all the MAGA voters posting about not giving a shit about people not getting their SNAP benefits. Quick education, 55% of whites voted for Trump. Whites are the people who use SNAP benefits the most. They make up 37% of SNAP benefit recipients. And most of those people are in the Southeast and other rural areas. So you're talking about your own people, motherfuckers. God, are you fucking stupid? Think about that for a little while. Enjoy your fucking Sunday. Fucking dumb shits.
You get to see the true America. The stipulation has always been that black people are lazy, that black people are on welfare. Well, guess what? A lot of poor white people in the red states are now crying that they're not getting the EBT money from the EBT cards. Why? Because they are on welfare. They have 7 and 8 kids. Now the truth is coming out since Trump has slashed funding for the EBT and the SNAP programs. You see how many white people now are on welfare. So all this mythical stuff about black people being on welfare, oh, it's the blacks, it's the blacks, it's the blacks. Now you're seeing the real America, that it's not only black people on welfare, that there are a lot of white people on welfare also. There are a lot of white people, a lot of poor people living in those red states, and those red states that voted for Trump are now getting hit hard.
So when the 92% said that y'all were performative and we were done, this is what we mean. November 1st, SNAP and EBT benefits are going to go away. Ironically enough, it's going to affect white people in red states more than anybody. So now I've seen no less than 4 videos cross my FYP like, we have to feed everyone. Food should be universal. What about the children? What about the older people? What about the elderly? Now we need to come together. We were trying to do that. You do realize that, right? Like, we were telling y'all this was going to happen. He has actually said that he does not care. He does not want to allocate that $5 billion to feed the people. The people that voted for him are going to be the ones that are affected the most. And he is building a ballroom so that his legacy will live on forever. And now we have to come together. Now we have to unite. Now it doesn't matter who you voted for. Do I feel as though children and elderly people should go without? No, I don't. But y'all voted for children and elderly people to go without. Because while y'all were swiping your EBT card at the local Piggly Wiggly, you want to take EBT and SNAP benefits from the black and brown people, or the brown people that are illegals who don't even get the SNAP benefits, but because somebody on Fox News in a red hat told you that they do, you voted for that man. So now I have to feed you? So now I have to be concerned. I am out of fucks to give. So I'm sorry if this comes across harsh, but when little, Annie Susie May is without food, blame her mom and her uncles and her aunts and her grandparents because they voted for this. Jethro had his whole family vote for this. I'm not donating shit. I said this, if anybody watches the video I made last year, I'm not donating shit. I'm not protesting shit. This is on y'all. Call me insensitive. You can say what you want to say, but y'all did this. We told you. Fuck out of here.
So I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month. I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still.
Yo, real quick, white people, what is y'all obsession with EBT? As well as y'all's obsession with assuming that every black person is on EBT. Bro, I turned 24 years old this year and have never gotten benefits from EBT. Not directly, at least. And there's been numerous times where people will leave comments under my videos, basically like making a joke out of EBT users. I'm sorry, do people have like a certain look to them that makes you think they're on EBT? That's interesting. It says here that 35 to 37% of white people actually use SNAP more than us. White non-Hispanic individuals are the largest group in the program. The majority of those people are also US citizens, not illegal immigrants or black people. I don't know, maybe that's y'all's obsession. Like, maybe with y'all being at the highest point as far as usage goes, I guess I can see why y'all always manage to bring it up.
Seeing white people in real time come on this platform with the realization that SNAP benefits is the same thing as food stamps and EBT, it's quite comedic. I can't lie, it's a little funny. And not funny, haha, funny weird, because they did the same shit with Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act. They didn't realize that they were one and the same, just 2 different names. SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, EBT, food stamps, they're all the same, just different. You know, one is just like the government official name. I don't know. That's the thing about racism and being racist. It's a sickness. It's a disease that's generational, if we're being quite frank. And y'all don't want to heal from it. Y'all don't want to get better because you feel like you can stand on some imaginary pedestal instead of, I don't know, instead of allowing everyone to get benefits that make all of our lives better. You will cut off your nose to spite your face. You will shoot yourself in the foot in the name of making things difficult for a demographic that you just don't like, for something that they can't change, their skin. But then you don't realize you're hurting yourself too. And a lot of these politicians, the only color they care about is green. Money is their god. Money is who they serve. I don't know what more you need to understand. That it's not like a left and right thing. Yes, most of the time, unfortunately, because we do live in America, it is a black and white thing. But it's also like an up and down thing. A lot of y'all, especially white people, need to realize that you are the third estate. You are the proletariat. You're not the bourgeoisie. That's not how that works. But again, your racism that y'all don't want to get rid of, that y'all don't want to let go of because it makes you feel better about yourself, has now caused all of this to come full circle. I don't know, like, why are y'all mad? Y'all voted for this. And then saying y'all didn't vote for this is kind of crazy. Y'all gotta stop saying I didn't know. That's not a valid excuse. We have Google. There are so many different platforms for you to obtain information from. I don't know is not good enough. You voted for it. You wanted that man in there. And he don't care about y'all. He don't care about none of us. We're not in his circle. Why do y'all really, like, you see how much of a nasty sickness racism is? It's caused all of this BS. And y'all can't cure yourselves until y'all face reality and admit that you're sick. You have to, first part of recovery is admitting that you actually do have a problem, that you have a sickness. You know, so let's start from there. But y'all don't even want to admit that. So I guess
too many privileged white people are coming here on this app and they're talking about people that benefit from food stamps, which most of them happen to be white. Most of them happen to live in Republican states, red state. Now, don't blame the Democrats because this is absolutely Trump's doing. He can fund it if he wanted to. He's funding ICE. He's sending $40 billion to Argentina. Why are you not mad with him? The only thing the Democrats want to do is make sure that you have affordable health care. And people are getting their notice. So not only you're not going to have your food stamps until the government is back in order, but you're going to have a big freaking healthcare bill coming January. And before you start coming over here complaining about the Democrats, I need you to go to the videos in which people are crying. Teachers, healthcare professionals, in which their insurance has doubled or even tripled. Good luck on trying to get food and trying to stay healthy. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but this is the frustration that we have with you, a lot of MAGA people, because you guys still haven't done your due diligence in reading Project 2025, in which they are trying to destabilize the government and that they want to do away with all the safety net. Why? Because it caused chaos. But I'm going to tell you who's going to be just fine. It's going to be the black and brown people, because we have always been resilient. How about you go to your legislator and tell them how much your insurance premium is going up? Or how about you tell your legislator you want me to have children, you want me to raise children, but you don't want to give me money to feed these children. Stop telling women what to do with their body if you're not going to help them in the end. Anyway, my recommendation for you is to download the app called 5, call your legislators, call your senator. Just want you to know that the Republicans will not negotiate with the Democrats. And this is why they're doing this.
So I posted about white folks on food stamps, and one thing I kept seeing was that welfare was created for white people. I knew that it was created during the New Deal, so I did some more research because I didn't really know the whole story, and I thank you guys for responding and helping me learn stuff. So during the Great Depression is when we saw the beginning of things like Social Security, unemployment insurance. But here's the kicker. When Franklin Roosevelt built those programs, he had to make deals with Southern Democrats in Congress, the same folks who were big fans of Jim Crow, to get the support of these racist white Southern politicians. The programs were designed to exclude farm workers, domestic workers, jobs held overwhelmingly by Black, Latino, and Indigenous people. So right from the start, Black and brown families were pushed out of benefits so that white people could get them. Then we move forward to the 1960s, and there's this war on poverty. It finally opened up welfare programs more broadly, and that's when food stamps became permanent. Well, permanent, we don't know what Trump's going to do to them, but they lasted a long time. And guess what? The minute more Black and brown families started accessing this help, the politics shifted. Welfare got a new image and a new target. By the 1980s and 90s, with Ronald Reagan and his gang, they pushed the welfare queen myth. That's a racist dog whistle meant to turn public opinion against safety nets by blaming Black women for poverty that white policies created. That's the truth, you guys. So yes, welfare was built for white people, and when others finally got in the door, they tried to burn the house down. If you want to blame the right people, you got to get curious.
Wow, I just crashed out hard at the gas station. Apparently my food stamps card no longer covers delicious sugary snacks. Yeah, apparently the government wants to tell me what I can and can't buy with the money they give me for free. I'm broke, dude. I got no money. I just spent it on my hair, got my nails done, got a brand new phone. What am I supposed to feed my kids, dude? I got 6 kids from 7 different baby mamas. What am I supposed to feed them for lunch? A sandwich? An apple? Carrot sticks? No, they need Dunkaroos. They need Twizzlers. You know, it's a medical fact that the human body needs 2 liters of cola a day. Wake up, America. That's what vitamin C stands for. Okay? There is an obesity epidemic in this country. How else are we supposed to maintain that except through government-funded, taxpayer-funded snacks? Sugary, delicious snacks. You know, what are we even who's gonna buy those? They're just gonna sit on the shelf. If nobody can buy them with EBT, what type of currency do you purchase sugary snacks with? I don't know. Am I going crazy? Am I the one in the wrong here? I just want free everything. Beggars can be choosers, right?
Absolutely love your comment. Okay, love it. You are correct with a note. 1 to 2%, okay? You were very, very close. I'm sure you did your fact checking, but you brought up something very important about race, and it does need to be talked about because you are correct. My wheelhouse started turning, and here's a video for that breakdown. The data you talked about. So the latest USDA stats do show us that about 36 to 38% of SNAP participants are white, aka on the form, non-Hispanic. That means 62 to 64% are from other racial/ethnic groups. But it also means that this is a nationwide program. It reaches across racial lines and economic classes, right? So if someone were to tell you SNAP is only for minorities, that's definitely false. It's for low-income people of all races. I will get into why I just stated that here shortly. But let's get into the racial data and why it actually does matter and why your comment matters so much right now. So authoritarian governments have historically used divide and conquer, telling one group, you pay, they're taking it, or they're different than you. If people believe it's just for them over there and not for themselves, they may accept cuts actually when their own community is targeted next. The fact that a significant portion of recipients are white means any rollback is still everyone's problem, not just one racial group, and that's a good thing for now, okay? But I want to get into some historical parallels. So my earlier comment I told you about in the first part of the video makes sense. In 1930s Germany, welfare programs were narrowed first for others, then extended to more groups. But the narrative changed from helping Germans to rescuing society, which this comment is underneath the video. I told you about that, by the way. In the U.S. during the New Deal, programs that were universal held actually more political protection than those seen as for others. Okay? So you kind of see where that comment comes into play there. If I have no doubt the regime's going to do this with this program. You are right. That's why I'm talking about it. Thank you again for commenting, because if this narrative is starting to be believed as it's for minorities or it's for others, but not for you, you know, the type of white folks I'm talking about, we're in deep shit with these programs. Actually, your comment opened up so much more. It was one sentence and oh my God, did it open up a door of holy shit. Here are the dots I'm connecting. Thank you again for commenting. So what we're seeing right now is if benefits become seen as for a minority or for someone else, it weakens the political defense for them. Okay. And that's the problem. It weakens the political defense to keep those kind of programs up and federally funded and running. That's how authoritarian shifts slip in under the radar, by the way. What you need to watch and do, though, watch for messaging, okay? Benefits for people like them, that kind of wording. Benefits for people like them versus benefits for all, okay? Ask your state reps which constituencies are protected in renewals, right, for SNAP and those programs. Which new work requirements apply only to some people, not to others. Also, build cross-community allies, okay? Whether you're in SNAP or know someone who is, this is a shared interest for all of us. Use the data. Post a 36% stat with context. Emphasize SNAP is not race exclusive. That helps break the division narrative now so we can get ahead of it now and be a few more fucking steps ahead of this regime. Okay? So anyone who watches this video, that's what I need you to do. Not only do I want you to share it and save it, I would love it if you could post, whether it's a photo or even a video of your own, talking about the statistics that this comment brought up can help save this program. If this regime, which we all know this makes sense. You know I'm making sense right now, and I shouldn't be. The thing is, it's 2025. I should not be making sense with what the fuck I'm saying, and I am, and I hate that for everybody. All of us. Okay? So, you're gonna post that statistic. Okay? If you're able to reply to that video, or that comment with that video on your own page, do it. Blow up that statistic, because we need to. Okay? We need to save the program now. That's just how we get a step ahead. We got a step ahead, all because of your comment. I don't know if you realize how amazing that one sentence you wrote was. Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, 36% are white SNAP recipients, okay? That's accurate. That's very fucking accurate. Thank you. But the bigger truth is benefits cross racial lines, and when they're weakened for one group, everyone's at risk. We stay ahead by knowing the data, seeing the narrative shifts, and reminding ourselves this isn't them versus us, it's all of us, okay? And by posting that statistic, we're going to be saving the program one step at a time ahead of this regime. So stay together, okay? Stay together. Stay informed. We've got this.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Furaha. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much for choosing to be here today. Thank you for watching the video so far, and I really would like to appreciate each and every one of you that has subscribed to my channel. If you're watching me and you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly consider doing that right now, and I will really appreciate that. Guys, so on today's video we're talking about white people again, and their notion of black people always being, you know, poor, always being the lazy ones, always being the ones that really rely on free stuff from the government. Now, it is not once or twice that you have heard white people talk about black people always being dependent on the government for food stamps, you know, when you're talking about the EBT, and recently we did a video on the EBT scams, and guess who was the victim? white people have always been doing things behind black people's backs and always using the excuse of the false impression that they have created about black people to get away with these things. Now, turns out that the EBT scams are mostly white people that are doing shady things and shady deals out there in the name of, black people are always lazy, in the name of black people are always relying on the government. Now, a research was conducted, and 76% of white people are actually relying on government help for, the EBTs, for the food stamps, and all the government welfare. Now, that is not the kind of information that these people want you to know. It's not the information that they want the world to know, because they have always created the impression that white people are okay, white people do not, they're very hardworking and they do not need any help, especially not from the government, and that they are self-sufficient. Being hardworking equals to them being able to afford the things that they have and affording a decent life for themselves. Now, when they see a black person struggling, they automatically think, this is because they are lazy, because they are this and that. Black people are not pushing hard enough, yeah? And that's why it's very easy for them to tell black people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, yeah? Because that to them is easy stuff, yeah? They have always created that impression that black people are not doing enough. And if you're not careful, even as a black person that doesn't really know a lot about the black community, you might find yourself believing that black people are maybe less hardworking or just something of that sort. Maybe they're just into violence. The notions that have grown out there, and they have gotten to a point where they are actually believable, yeah? If you're not very careful, if you do not do a research on the things that you hear, you will find out that a lot of the things that you believe about black people, about Asians, about Latinos, you can very easily find out that they are wrong, and especially for the black community, because they know that if they tarnish the names of black people, they are putting black people in a position where they cannot be defended, and people will believe that black people are really like notorious. They're not people that you can help, they're not people that you want to even associate with. That is usually their goal, and for a very long time they have been succeeding. But black people have come out these days to talk about these things, to address these matters, and make the record straight. And for that reason, that is why you see such kind of researches being done. For example, the one that I have just mentioned about the EBT scams, and the number of people, the total population of people that are on welfare, which turns out that a whopping 76% of white people are on government support. Now, they have been on support for way too long, but that is not something they're ready to accept. That is not a discussion they want to hold. That is not the kind of talk they want to engage in, because they know that they have used the government, they have benefited from the government, but they have always made it look like it's the black people that are doing that to the government, that it's the black people that are, not working hard. They afford these things very easily. Turns out it's because they're doing these lots and lots of scams. They have jobs, they are on government support, they have all these things that they are doing with themselves. And that's why, and that's how they are able to afford the high-end things, the luxury lifestyle that they have. And instead of just being quiet about it because they know that they are using the wrong means to get whatever they are getting, they start to poke holes in black people's affairs, talking about black people being lazy. That's why they cannot afford the life that white people have, yeah? Now, black people have worked hard enough, because, there's a recent talk that we've had on this channel where we're talking about how do you put someone being lazy, and the next minute you say they're taking away all your jobs. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you're thinking about this keenly, then you know what I'm saying. Because how can you accuse someone of being lazy and they're not doing enough with their lives, and then turn around and say, you know what, these people are taking our jobs? How can a lazy person take your job to the point that you're even complaining about it, to the point that it is bothering you that much that you have to even talk about it? Now, white people do not know what they want. I think at this point, they're just about having a fight with black people. At this point, I think all that they are concerned about is making sure that black people are hurt. And the one thing that I am not exactly happy about, but I think the one thing that is happening to them right now is the fact that they thought that by voting in President Trump, they're going to live the life that they wanted, the good life, the luxury life that they wanted. Turns out that Trump did not mind anything that he promised them. He's not about to make those dreams come true. And that they're suffering just as much as black people are. If you want to have a good life, you have to work extra hard. And that has been the normal for black people. So it's not a shock. It's not getting them by shock. That's why you're not seeing black people on the internet making videos, crying, sobbing, doing all that because of the hard living conditions that are in America right now. But white people are doing that because they have been used to being spoon-fed. They have been used to being, they are on the side and being privileged, the white privilege, the white supremacy, all these things working in order to make sure that white people's interests are taken care of, to make sure that white people are enjoying this life as much as it can be. And at the same time, black people are, on the receiving end of the ills in the society. Black people have to struggle. They have to work 10 times more than the normal white person. They have to suffer through school, because nobody even believes that they can qualify for some courses. For example, when we're talking about medicine, most of those people, they have a hard time finding jobs because nobody believes that they have qualified for those jobs and that they know what they're doing. Now, those are the things and the milestones that black people have to achieve in order to live something close to what white people have easily. Have to work 10 times more. And when we say 10 times more, sometimes it looks as if we're exaggerating things, but until you talk to a black person, a black American, you then realize that these things are actually true, that these things do happen, and black people have really endured way too much that you do not even want to put them through anything else. Now, guys, I know that you have your thoughts, you have your ideas, you have the things that you agree on, you have things that you disagree on. Let me know that in the comment section below, and especially talk about white people always thinking that black people, the poverty and black people is the same thing, that black people will always be the ones suffering because they are lazy, because all that. And they fail to remember the fact that they have white privilege, they have white supremacy, they have a whole system that is fighting for them, while at the same time the whole system is fighting against the black people. Now, for you to see any black successful human, they have gone through a lot for them to get there, and you cannot compare your success to theirs, because theirs is it bears a lot of story, a lot of struggle, but yours was cheap. That's why. So guys, let me know what you think. Those that have not subscribed to my channel, kindly, I'm requesting that you do that right now before you forget. Returning subscribers, thank you so much. My favorite humans, Percy, and the rest of the people that are always there psyching me up to make these videos, helping me to feel motivated, encouraged, and all that. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate that, and I hope that you're keeping safe from wherever you're watching me from. Guys, I'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.